Good evening, Roehampton Club. Welcome to another 45 minutes mixed ability Pilates class. You will need a block, a long stretch band, and some light hand weights for the class tonight. We're going to be focusing on stretching and hips tonight. All right, let's go. Stand up for me. Stand behind your mats. Place your feet hip width apart, so not too wide. Good, and then just shift your weight forward, sideways, and backwards. And just arrive here in this moment and just make sure that you just think about your body. Was there anything that's bothering you all day? If that's the case, then make sure that that area of your body doesn't get worse. And if you feel pain, that you don't push it, please. So make sure that you look after yourselves, because it's a recorded class. I might not be there to give you that support that you need. Place your weight onto your heels, and make sure your big toe is nice and long and gently pressing into the mat. You're now going to simply slouch, inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to lengthen through the crown of the head and also pull the shoulders back gently. Inhale, slouch, and exhale to just gently lengthen through the spine. Feel how you grow in height. Inhale, collapse, and exhale to gently grow. Good. We're now going to bring our arms forward. Then we're going to bend our knees nice and low. We're going to come up. We're going to raise our hands above the head, and we're going to lift off the heels. Then we're going to bring the arms around us, back down to the hips. Bring them forward as you squat. Bring them above the head as you come all the way up onto your tippy toes. Hold it high. And then bring the arms to the side to start again. Take it down. Lift up off the tippy toes as high as you feel comfortable. And then back down to the beginning. 2 more times. Take it down. Come on, up and off. Take it round and down. One last one. Take it down. Come on, up and off. Raise off those heels. And then around and down. Fantastic. Good. Let's grab our hand weights. So light hand weights. I'm currently using 1 kilo, but 1.5 or even 2 if you're strong will also work, but nothing over 2 kilo, please. Pull the shoulders back and down. We're going to start off just by bringing the arm out to the side and up to our ears. Good. We're now going to swap the arms. So simply swap to the other side and do that again. I would like you to just make a mental note of this movement. We're going to be moving like this through the arm again once we're on the floor later on. Breathe out and breathe out. Good. I can see that some of your torsos are sort of going from side to side here. See if you can keep your torso perfectly still. So you're not shifting the weight of your body from heel to heel. You're keeping it same amount on each of your heels. And you're trying not to pull that shoulder up. So the shoulder just gently sinks down your back. Keep breathing. You've got 3 and 2 and 1. Fantastic. And then bring the top arm back down again and widen your feet. So the toes are turned outwards. You want to be quite wide. We're now going to take, if you can, and hold both of your hand weights in one hand. If that is too much or you're struggling with the grip, then just one hand weight will be just fine. And then bring the arm back over the top of your head again. You're now going to bend the opposite leg. Bring the hand weight to the legs and lift them back up again. Do it again. Pull it back, bring the hand weight to the knee and back up again. If you want more, you can bring the hand weights to the big toe, but you have to make sure that you bend your knees more. Same amount of weight. Now you're shifting the weight onto one leg and come back up again. Same amount of weight, shift and lift. Good. You need to see if you can keep the other leg perfectly straight. So the other leg that you're not bending is beautiful and straight. Good. Keep your hips behind you, please. So some of you are just sticking the bum out a bit too much. Keep the hips behind you. Last one on this side. And lift. Good. We're now going to stay in this widened position. Bring the arms forward You've got your palms up. I'll show you a little bit closer. Palms up. Good. All right, you're now going to make sure that you're really clenching through the bum and the inner thighs. And then you're going to open up, pull the thumbs back, inhale, close. Exhale to open up. Inhale, close. You keep going. I'm way too hot, so I need to take my top off. Keep going. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel how the shoulder blades are pulling together here. Yes, keep going. But now you're going to go a double pulse and close it again. And again. A double pulse and close. And again. Double pulse and close. So theoretically, your legs should still be wide. So the ones that brought their feet together again, you need to widen those legs. 2 more times. Okay, last one. Well done, good. Take both hand weights into one hand. Your feet are wide. Some of your feet still aren't wide. You need to widen those legs. Toes are pointed outwards. Good. You're going to bend one leg, the other one stays straight, and come back up. You're going to bend one leg, the other one stays straight. Good. Listen, it's a diagonal movement. Some of you are doing this. It's a diagonal movement. Diagonally across your body. I'll show you from behind. Diagonally across the body and back up again. Diagonally across the body, back up. If you want to do your toes to make it a little bit harder, then go for toes. But pull your tail back. Good. And again, yeah, it's much better. And come up. 2 more times. Push into that standing leg. And last one. Push into the standing leg and bring the arm down. Good job. Release your hand weights. Stand nice and tall. You're going to pull the hand over the midline, feel the stretch in your waist, and then swap over to the other side. Breathe out. Go again. Breathe out. Make sure you're still reaching up to the ceiling. And breathe out over on the other side. What I would like you to do, come over the midline, then a rotation forward, back to face the front, and over to the other side. Then a slight rotation forward. Make sure that belly button is pulled in, the pelvic floor is lifting. And again, over the midline. Breathe out. Over to the other side. Beautiful. Nicely done. Good. Our classic rotation here. So look to the back of the room and back to the center. Over to the other side. So if you've got a tight lower back, you're going to allow the hips to move with the arms. If you haven't got a tight back, then try to keep your hips facing forward. So you're matching headlamps, and those headlamps are shining to the front. You've got 3, 2, you've got 1 more, and 1. And back to the center. Bring those arms down. Just give yourself a couple of big shoulder rolls. Okay, so we're going to do a wall squat. So you need a bit of wall. So this is my bit of wall that I'm going to use. I've got sticky pads on my socks. So my socks don't slip on my floor. If you don't have sticky pads, you might need to move your mat so that you can stand on your mat. So what you don't want to do is those legs to just go like that and you flying onto the floor, okay? So find somewhere to lean against and then bend your knees. The heels are underneath your knees. At 90 degrees, your maximum depth. But you can do anything higher up if you want. It's a little bit easier. 90 degree is pretty strong. Good, then bring the arms to your side. Keep your bum cheek attached to the wall and then pull your head and shoulder back as well. Find your core engagement. So lift your pelvic floor up, draw your belly in and really feel how your thighs and your bum cheeks are gripping here. Make sure we've got a deep breath going in through the nose, out through pursed lips. It's a gentle breathing pattern, so make sure it doesn't feel as though you're blowing a candle out. Think about just blowing at the candle and the candle flickering rather than you blowing it out. Push the heel down, push the big toe down. Good. Listen, if you need a break, you come out, okay? So don't hold it so long that you're then collapsing onto the floor. If you find it too easy, bend your knees a little bit more. Keep breathing. You might get a little bit hot in this position. You've got 4 more deep breaths. 3, 2, and now you need to press into the wall, lean forward and push yourself away from that wall. Good. Shake out those legs. Well done. Let's do some balancing before we go onto the floor. Stand on 2 long legs and just lift one leg up, find your balance, and bring it back down again. Do the other side, find your balance, and bring it back down. So if you're very good at balancing, you can pull the knees above the hip. If you're a little bit more careful with your balancing, then just lift your big toe off. So it depends how good you are at it and how confident you are as well. Keep going. Couple more. Lift. Yeah, you want to hold it up there as long as you can. Good job. We're now going to stand beside the mat. So I've got the mat alongside me. I've got no equipment in front of me. I'm going to look at the horizon. Good. And then I'm going to step forward and I'm placing my heel against my toe in one straight line. And then I'm walking again. Bring the heel against my big toe and just really slowly roll through my feet. Try not to look down onto the ground. Walk straight. Good. And then walk backwards. The big toe is now touching the heel again. So big toe is making contact with that heel. Good. Listen. And then we'll make it harder. We're going to take one of our hands and we're going to cover up one of our eyes. Change direction again as soon as you need to. If you don't want to cover up your eyes because it scares you, then don't do it. Make sure you're in a safe space, please. Go backwards again when you need to. And I'm going to cover up my other eye. And just keep that breath going. Perfect straight line. Good, you've got 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then let go of your eye. Shake it all out. Well done. Good job. All right. Let's go on the floor. So you're going to go and start, please, on your back in a pelvic tilt. So lie on your back and start with your pelvic tilts. So what I want from your pelvic tilt, I want you to feel how you're lifting up from the pelvic floor into your belly button. I want you to feel that you're pulling the 2 hip bones and the pubic bone towards your rib cage with as little bum cheek engagement as you can give me. So the movement really happens through the front of your stomach and you're not driving it through your backside. Couple more. Last one. Good. And what I would like you to do now, I would like you please to pull the pelvic floor up, draw the belly button in. You'll find that you're going to feel a contraction within your body. Your lower back is going to go closer to the floor, but you're not pressing your lower back into the mat. So there's still a lightness underneath that lower back. Good. What I would like you to do is keep your feet on the floor and now just drop one of your knees out to the side without moving the other hip or knee. And only pull it out as far as you can without there being any wiggling going on in that opposite thigh and hip bone. With your feet on the floor, that's your easiest option. So if you're struggling a little bit with that core connection, or if you find that the next progression goes into your lower back, i.e. you can feel how your lower back is getting tight and tense, and bring your feet back onto the mat. So there's 4 levels in total. Feet on the floor is level 1. Really feel the stillness of your hips. Level 2, you now want to pull up even more. So pull up from within, from that pelvic floor, up. Good. And lift both legs into tabletop. Make sure that your hip bones are tilted towards you. And you do exactly the same thing. Drop one leg over to the side and back up again, making sure that the opposite hip does not move. If you can't keep that opposite hip still, you need to go back to the level with the feet on the floor. That's your level 2. For a level 3, we're going to lift our arms up. We're going to pull our shoulders back and down. And now we're going to do opposites. So right arm, left leg, or the other way around. It's your level 3. Good. And what this does, it gives you a counterweight. So it's slightly easier to do this with the arm diagonally active. Good. Now, if you can, for a level 4, you probably guessed, you're going to drop the arm and the leg to one side and pull it back up again. I recommend you breathe out on the way up. If you feel that the opposite hip is now not keeping still anymore, I would like you to drop a level. Inhale down. If you feel that your lower back is getting tight, have a break, bring your feet on the floor, reconnect and start again. Pull it out and exhale to lift. We're going to do one more, looking good. Inhale down and exhale to lift. Good, and then just take your hands underneath your thighs and just gently pull your knees towards your chest. If you want, you can do a little bit of a side-to-side rock here. Fantastic. And then bring your feet onto the floor. Bring your arms out into our T position. And then start off with your twist stretches. If you're tight, you're going to have to tread carefully. So don't go deep straight away. Really approach the tightness if you've got any, and then go deeper and deeper as your body warms up. Head as always goes the opposite direction. Your feet are stacked. Your shoulders are imprinted. You're gently engaging through that deep core muscle. So that's your pelvic floor and your belly button. Couple more. Front. Good. Then bring your knees back to the center. Widen them, not too far away from your bum cheeks. Bring the arms alongside your body. Good. Chin forward, find the length in your neck. Pull the triceps back of your arms and the shoulders into the mat. Push your feet into the mat. Tilt. And as soon as you start lifting your hips away from the mat, you need to clench your bum cheeks. Good. But keep the hips tilted all the way to the top. Really pull those hip bones towards you. You lengthen your knees away. Exhale to bring it back down again, bone by bone. And you go again, inhale. Exhale, tilt and lift. Trying to find that length from the shoulders into the knees right at the top. Really supporting that spine with your shoulders. And clench the bum cheeks. You can't really clench enough here. Inhale at the top and exhale to bring it back down again. Good. Let's do one more. Come into neutral. Take your right leg and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And then rotate your right knee out to the side and see if you can feel a stretch in your hip. If you need a little bit more, the first thing you can do is you can just take your hand and gently press it into your thigh. Make sure that the same amount of length stays in your waist, so you're not suddenly hiking one hip up. Keep those hips nice and parallel. Good. If you think you want even more, you pull the standing leg towards you. Standing leg. Relax your shoulders, please. So the bridge you've just done was that precision bridge where you came up bone by bone. What I would like you to do next is I'd like you to come up and down with a perfect long spine. Good, so place your foot down, but don't unfold. Arms are alongside you. If it gets too much, you unfold your legs and you do it on both legs rather than just the one. So that heel is nice and close to you. You're going to imprint the lower back. So the lower back is now flat on the floor. There is no more air underneath your lower spine. You're pulling the pelvic floor up, you're pulling the tummy in. Good. Now you're going to clench your bum before you lift, and then you're going to lift the whole thing up as you are, all the way up, making sure the two hip bones are level, and then bring it back down again onto a flat spine. And then go again. Exhale to push up. Inhale down. So if there is anything that you're unhappy with, unfold the legs, do it double-legged. Pull up and take it down. Go again, pull up. Keep tucking the tail between your legs. Land on a flat spine. We've got more. Pull up, open up those hips. Good. And then bring it back down. Wonderful. Unfold your legs. Then take your left leg, place it over your right one. Oh, that's tight on this side, and just hold it there. Again, we can take our hand, place it on our thigh, and just feel that stretch for a moment. Good, and if you want, you're now going to hold on behind that standing leg and pull that thigh towards you. Relax your shoulders if you can. If you feel it's pulling your head off the mat, just grab a block and place it behind your head. As long as you don't use the block for your bridges. But if you need it for the stretch, then please use it. As soon as you feel that the stretch eases off a little bit, and pull that leg just a little bit closer to you. Okay, place the foot down. Make sure that you're as comfortable as you can be. Then imprint the lower back. Place your arms alongside you. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to lift the spine up in one long line, and then come back down again onto a flat back. So you're not rolling bone by bone. Hips are tilted. Breathe out. Breathe in. Making sure that our two hip bones are coming up with the same height. Same height, same speed, the two hip bones. And bring it back down again. Really use your shoulders for support. You've got two more. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in down. Two more times. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in down. You've got one more. Breathe out to lift. And breathe in to come down. Wonderful. Unfold your legs. Grab your band. Strap one leg into your band. I'm going to hold that band pretty much at the end, but my band is not particularly long. So I want a little bit of tension, but not too much. So what you want to do is you want to use the band to just help you pull that leg a little bit closer to you without pushing the thigh bone into your hip joint. So see that you can still find a little bit of length in that leg, so it doesn't feel like you're cramming that leg into your hip. Okay, so now lengthen the heel up to the ceiling, pull the big toe towards you, take that leg down on the inhale. On the exhale, you lift up and you find a slightly deeper stretch. Inhale, take it down. And exhale to bring it up. Couple more times. A little bit deeper with each one that you do. Yes, your core has to be a little bit engaged here to support the lower back. You've got one more. Good, and then you're going to hold it up here in a nice stretch. Okay, you're going to visualize a lamp or a light that shines from your second toe all the way into your heel. So it's a long light, a light strip. You're going to take this light strip and you're now going to, currently the light is shining up to the ceiling because the sole of your foot is facing up. I would like you now to rotate your lamp or your light so that you're shining over your midline, over to the other side of the wall. So in my case, my lamp is now shining that way. My ankle is now stretching. Hope you can feel that. So it's quite difficult for me to see whether you're doing the right thing. Your feet are fairly small on the screen. So it should feel like you're stretching out here, the outside, a little bit more. Okay, we're now going to take that strip of light and we're shining it back to the ceiling. And now we're going to shine it over to the other side, but you will only be able to shine it a little bit over, so it won't go very far. Just a little bit of a shine that way. And you should feel the inside of your ankle opening up. Now you're going to bring that light strip to face the ceiling once more, and now we're going to rotate our thigh bone in the hip joint. So we are not circling the leg, we are rotating the thigh bone in the hip joint, and that should just feel like we're accessing different area of the back line of our thighs and calves. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the center. Lengthen your arms. Pop the other leg into it. We're going to do exactly the same. You're going to drop the leg down on the inhale. On the exhale, you lift it up. You might find that this side is less tight or indeed a little bit tighter. And pull that up. Your light strip here is shining straight up to the ceiling, so the sole of your foot is facing away from you. Good, then hold it still. Find your light strip and shine it over the midline. So over your belly button the other way. Find how that outside of your ankle is opening up. We're now going to take the light strip and we're going to shine it ever so lightly over to the other side. So there won't be a huge amount of flexibility on the out, but it's there. Good. And then bring the sole of your foot to shine to the ceiling again. And then start that rotation of the thigh bone in the hip joint. So you're not circling, you're rotating. That looks good. Make sure it doesn't take your breath away. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let go of it and come out of that band. We're now ready for some hip circles. So come on onto all fours. And give me a cat's cow. Yeah, making sure that we think about lengthening the spine in our cow rather than arching the spine. And come into neutral for me. Tuck your tail in, feel how you're gently pulling the shoulders down your back. And then take the elbow that's furthest away from the screen and drop it onto the mat. Good. All right, from here, we're going to find the diagonal leg and we're going to lift it up. Make sure you're on your elbow. On your elbow, please. Good, and then bend the knee to 90 degrees. And now you're going to start to circle that knee round and round. So a really big circular motion through that hip joint. Make it as big as you can. Making sure you pull that tummy in. Yes. Nice. Change the direction. Go the other way. Round and round. You've got 4. 3, breathe out as you lift. 2, Sure. And last one, lift that up, nice. Bring those knees under and just come up for a moment, just shake out those shoulders. Lovely. And then sit back into a child's pose. My knees are parallel currently, just as far back as you're comfortable to go. And just take a few nice deep breaths. Okey-dokey. Come back into a 4-point kneeling position. Make sure the knees are underneath the hips, the hands are underneath the shoulders. Drop the elbow on the floor that's closest to the screen. Good, and lift the leg up that's furthest away from the screen. Hold it there, pull the shoulders down your back. And now start those big circular movements again. Inhale through the nose, exhale through pursed lips, and you're trying to breathe out as you lift the leg away from the ground. Really pull that tummy in. Make sure the upper body doesn't rock. That looks good. Change the direction. Go the other way. Breathe out. Finding that deep connection into the belly button and pelvic floor. Breathing out as we are lifting up. 3, 2, one more. And a 1. Fantastic. Good. Coming up onto your knees. I'm turning sideways to the mat and I'm bringing my knees right to the end of the mat, but it's still on the mat, so make sure you're not kneeling on the floor. Then let's take one leg and place it over to the side, fairly far over. So we're going to go for sort of an inner thigh groin stretch, and we're going to use our elbows to weight bear into that thigh. You can even use your hands on the floor here. Just push over to the side and see what you can find. Good. Your upper body is facing forward. So let's come back again. Let's visualize the 2 hip bones facing forward. So you've got those headlamps. Yeah, they're facing forward. The foot is so my foot is in the middle of the mat. It's not in front of the mat. It's in the middle of the mat. And I keep my hips facing forward as I go over to the side. That looks better. And I can feel a stretch all along here. Good. We're now going to take the arm that's attached to the outer thigh, and we're just going to stretch over the midline here. That's it. Keep breathing. Good, and then gently pull it back. Place your knees back on the floor and do the other side. So bring that leg forward. Good. Turn your hips forward and then stretch into it. Keep those hips facing forward. Release. Go back into it. That's it, but this time lift the arm up and find that stretch that goes with it. So the outside arm is lifted and it goes over the midline. Good, you've got 4 more breaths here. 3, 2, and 1. And push into the floor and come back. Fantastic. We're now going to go on to the other side. So lie sideways. We're going to do the open book. You've done that many times with me. If you want to use a hand weight, you may. So my head is on the block. My body is in the middle of the mat. My feet, bum, shoulder, back of the head, everything is beautifully lined up. I'm not going to use the hand weight straight away. Just going to give it a couple rotation without it. I'm going to bring both my hands forward. Both of my fingers, or all of my fingers, are lined up. My shoulders are pulling back. The waist is lifted and the rib are lifted as well. Take a deep breath in. Pull your shoulders back a little bit more and then lift the top arm up to find rotation. I know that I'm really tight in this rotation, so I'm going to take it very slowly and carefully and then bring it back to the front again. What you want to find is that pure rotation from the hips into your rib cage. So you should feel something rotation-wise here. You're looking for movement, really. You're looking for a gentle stretch. So with each one, I'm hoping that you can bring the ribs a little bit further back. Good, so now that I've done 3, I'm going to take my 1 kilo hand weight. I'm just going to connect a little bit deeper into my core as I start to move through that rotation with the hand weight. Make sure that you tuck your tail between your legs. Make sure you lift your pelvic floor up. Just the waist is lifted, please. Find rotation. And back again. 2 more. And do 1 more. And bring that back to the front. Fantastic. Place the hand weight down. We're going to lift our feet up. Keep your thighs on the floor. Just give me a nice little clam here. Just a few of them. Just to warm up through that bum cheek. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to take it down. 2 more. Last one. Good job. All right. Close your knees. Bring your feet onto the floor. We're now going to just lift the foot up and back down. Lift the top foot up and back down. Find that inward rotation. Nice. Make sure you engage the core. So we are off the movement. There's not going to be a huge muscle burn here. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Good. Push into the floor. Whilst you're going over to the other side, so first of all, take your block and your hand weight with you. Pop that over to the other side. Good. Just stay here in the middle for a moment. After we've done our side lying exercises, we're going to go onto our chest. And remember, in the warm-up, we did this exercise with our arms. Yeah, I just want you to re-practice that. So can you feel how one arm goes up to your ear, the other one goes down to your hip? Okay, just to jog your memory again. 3. That's the 1, 2, and 1. Good, all right, because in a moment, we're going to do that one, lying on our stomach, and you won't be able to see me anymore because you're lying on your stomach. So let's go on to our side. Line up all 10 fingers, please. Make sure the heels, the bum, the shoulders, the back of the head, everything is lined up. Take a deep breath in and then find your rotation. Inhale back again. I haven't started with the hand weight yet because I just want to check how everything is feeling at the moment. Make sure the 2 hip bones are pulling towards you, so we're not arching our spines. So very important that you don't have an arch in your lower back. The back is neutral. You're pulling the 2 hip bones gently towards you. Good. I'm now going to add the hand weight. I'm happy with what it feels like. I'm not forcing, I'm not pushing. I'm just allowing everything to ease into the motion. That rotation. Two more, please. Last one. Good. Bring the hand weight forward, hand on hip. Lift your feet up and give me a clam. Think about your bum cheek here. Think about clenching the bum as you come up. Sometimes holding on to the bum cheek will help to sort of focus on the right area where you should feel the move come from. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. 1. Good. Close your knees, bring your feet onto the floor, and just lift that top leg up. Make sure you're not collapsing through the posture. Good. If the hip feels tight, you just lift it up as far as you can without producing any pain. Inward rotations. The hip. You've got 4, 3, 2. Good job. Last one. Looks good. 1. And relax. Okay, let's see what the time is. Yeah, we've got time for that exercise that I have told you about. I'm going to turn this way slightly so you can see me a little bit better. So come on onto your chest with your arms in a surrender position, like we know what we know. Just do what we know. So draw the belly away from the floor, lift your pelvic floor up, clench your bum cheeks really tightly, and start off with your back extension, just to give that spine a little bit more movement away from the floor and back down again. Breathe out. And this is also the exercise you're going to do if the next progression, that arm movement that we practice, if that's not for you, do a few more of these. Bring it up and back down. You do not need to lift your elbows off if this causes you back problems. Okay, listen. We're going to bring the elbows down for now. We're going to bring the nose about a fist width away from the floor. You need to have lightness in your breastbone. Or in other words, you lift the back of your head up as far as you can. Good. Then bring one hand to your hip. Make sure the hand doesn't touch. Bring one arm up to the ear like we practiced. And then exhale to swap arms. And exhale to swap arms. And now if you can, lift your breastbone a little bit further away from that mat. Exhale to move. Yeah, make sure the nose is lifted. Exhale. Long arms. I can see some bent elbows. No bent elbows. And you're looking straight to the floor. So make sure you're not lifting your chin forward. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you can feel the bum on fire. You've got 5 and 4 and 3. Reach out with those arms. 2, and you've got 1. Hands to your side, push yourself up and come into the child's pose. Good, then come on up onto your hands, roll your toes under, and on the exhale, with an engaged core, I'd like you to lift your knees off the mat. Inhale, very gently come back down again. If this doesn't work for you, what you can do is you can come onto your knees and come onto a plank on your knees. So that looks like this. So if you've got, for example, arthritis in your toes, you can come into this position and just hold it. So don't bother about lifting anything up in this position. But if you can, roll those toes under. With each breath, you lift off. With each inhale, you gently bring your knees back down. Good. We're now going to hold for 4 breaths in a row. So lift and hold. You can, of course, still go up and down if you need to. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And release those knees onto the floor. Well done. Come up onto your knees. Shake it all out. Good. And that is it for today. Good job, everybody, as always. Bye-bye to the ones that are watching this on record. I'm just going to switch that off so I can say goodbye to the live audience. Thanks for coming.